It's amazing how you can speak right to my heart. So that is one of my favorite all-time songs, When You Say Nothing at All, originally by Keith Whitley. And it's not usually a banjo song, but someone on the Banjo Hangout posted, how can I play this song on the banjo? So I wanted to see if I could give you 3 or 4 little ideas that you could use in this song or maybe some other ones. I kind of cringe sometimes when people try to grass up other songs from other genres. I think maybe because in my first experiences hearing those kind of things, they changed the timing of the song. It was kind of more like a novelty. They changed something into something boom, cha, boom, cha, boom, cha, which is kind of the bluegrass rhythm. And not all songs fit that very well, but there's some other things you can do, some ideas to keep it more true to the original. And that's kind of what I want to do for you today. If you think about songs that work well to transfer over, it would be songs that already have that boom chuck feel. Maybe something like Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. I fell into the burning ring of fire. That would work. And there's lots of other ones that transition pretty well. Ones that don't are the really, really slow 4/4 time songs. Okay, what you have to remember if you're trying to do the banjo on that is you are not driving the song anymore. Okay, so you've got to kind of get away from thinking about providing rhythm, then you're providing little accents here and there. You're not trying to get ahead of the beat or to be really flashy or anything like that. You kind of take on some what other instruments may be doing, like fiddle, a mandolin. I think of on this one like what a harp would do, and you'll maybe hear that coming up in a minute. So here we go. So this song, the chords, I'm playing in the key of E because it suits my voice better to do any part of the singing, but this will work for any key that you want. If you think of that being as the 1, so it would be the D. I'm playing out the D position, so D, and then A, G, A, D, A, G, A. And it does some other things, but it's basically 3 chords. One of the famous sayings is a good country song is 3 chords and the truth, or three chords and a story, something like that. And that's kind of what this one is. So if you think about that, that's the 1 chord, and then the 5, 4, 5, back to the 1. So you can find the chord progression. If you Google that song, you can find it pretty easily. The easiest thing to do, it kind of depends on what you're doing. Are you playing along in the band, or are you actually singing the lead on it and trying to accompany yourself? So if you're trying to sing the lead on it, you can't get too fancy because you've got to provide some sort of rhythm. So you kind of need to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty much all you're going to be able to do while you're singing, I think. Okay, so all I'm doing is a roll. It kind of depends on how you want to think of it. You've got enough time to double thumb the 4th string and then the 3rd string, but you're really going 4, 3, 2, 1, or 4, 3, 1, 2. Either one sounds fine. Or either one of those sounds fine, and you're just doing that roll over all those chords. So. If you want to make it more like a traditional banjo roll, you can go thumb and then do the index. So let's see. Okay, you can do a thumb, index, middle, index, back to the thumb kind of thing. Okay, you don't have to double thumb in that case. All right, so that's kind of the pretty much the basics. As little as you can get away with would be something like that to accompany yourself. But also remember, you've got some other chord shapes. Instead of doing these bar chords, you can come up and do the F-shaped chords. So if I do the F-shaped chords for my G or my A and my G, it would sound like this. Okay, and that leads you to something extra you can do. So maybe you would do that part while you're singing, and then you've got a little space there and you're kind of playing it without singing. You can do a little hammer on from the F position. On the second string, you're hammering on even with the fret your pinky is on, okay? Which will help you no matter what key you play it out of. So it would sound something like this. That's a good way to end it too. It's a good way to end the song. And you wouldn't have to do that hammer on every time, but it would be just an easy little accent you could do while you weren't singing. Okay? So we got that. And then if you really want to go in there and start putting in more notes in a roll, I'll try to do a couple more examples for you right now. So the next thing you could do would be something like it's a quarter note on the first and last note of the measure, and then you've got a little forward roll in between. Okay, so it would sound something like this, and then I'll try to break it down a little bit more for you. Adding a little more roll to it. Yeah, I can't do that and sing at the same time. You may be able to, but I can't. Okay, so what I'm doing there is you're doing your thumb on the 4th string for a quarter note, and then you're doing 1st string, which starts a forward roll, and you're doing the 3, 2, 1 on that. So. And you can experiment. That's what I had to do, is I had to experiment. As long as you're playing notes in the chord, you're probably going to be okay. You'll find something sounds better or comes easier to you than others, okay? So that's a nice little roll. Okay, and then one more thing I wanted to tell you is, as you're doing that kind of roll, you can also try switching positions. Instead of going from staying at the F, you can actually go from the F to the D shape, and you get a little bit of a higher note there. Okay, and I don't know if I have this in my head, so I'm going to try it, see if I can do it. Okay, so you're really just kind of switching somewhere during that roll. One of the things when you're playing Scruggs style backup is you switch. You're doing, let's see, G. Okay, it's kind of similar to that, except obviously it's a lot slower. So it's. Okay, so you're just messing around with switching chords as you're doing a little bit more of a roll. Okay, that's about all I can think of right now that would work on that song for that style. You know, if it's a waltz time, you've got some other options you could do if it's in 3/4 time. If it's more bluesy, you know, you can mimic what some of the other instruments are doing. Steel guitar, you've got some pedal bends, kind of, you could do, you know, those kind of things. But this really doesn't. So to me, it's a nice flowing song. And when you put those extra notes in, I have a chance to listen to a harpist play live a couple times each year at my church, and it's kind of nice and flowing. She plays do 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 do, and that's kind of what I'm thinking of on this song. So hopefully that's enough to give you a few ideas, and maybe you can use it on some other songs you might want to try, switching genres a little bit, or playing songs that aren't traditionally banjo centered. You can figure out a way to fit the banjo in, either accompanying yourself or to add some accents to someone else's playing. All right, thanks.